College in and of itself is an overwhelming, exciting, new experience. Diabetes on top of that makes it extremely overwhelming.
Well, I'm kind of overwhelmed with even finding a doctor and, how do I get my supplies there?
That was the first time I lived away from home.
You make new friends, like remembering that you still have to, explain, what diabetes is because they're a new friend.
You're told, usually at a very young age, that life is going to be hard for you from now on and that you're different from everybody else, like on the inside, right?
Being in college was really the first time when I kind of got really annoyed with having diabetes.
The College Diabetes Network came about because I had gotten to the point where I needed to connect with somebody else with diabetes. Somebody my own age who was in college. I just wanted to hear that diabetes sucked from somebody else. The first meeting with CDN lasted hours longer than I thought it would, and it changed my life and the way that I thought about diabetes and could talk about it. And everybody that came that day felt the same way. The idea kept growing, the need kept growing, and the chapter base just kept growing.
We are a nonprofit dedicated to supporting college students with diabetes through campus chapters, so those are student groups. And we also support them through resources that are really young adult specific.
As soon as I contacted CDN, it finally clicked that I don't have to do it by myself. There are other students that I can help and that can help me.
71% of college students with diabetes report having difficulty managing diabetes while they're at school.
Peer support has to be a part of that individual's care team. That it is not just the psychologist and the endocrinologist and your CDE and your nutritionist and anybody else on that team. It has to include peer support or it is not complete.
Well, you feel human, you feel less isolated. You're sharing something with someone who completely and utterly knows about it and gets you.
We just came out with our 3-pillar approach. So our tools, our network, and our ecosystem. The tools that one individual will use to navigate the process of leaving for college, looking at schools, once you are there and as you're graduating. The network, both on campus and nationally. And then the ecosystem is basically making the campus, the clinic, and the overall ecosystem around this young adult an easier one to navigate.
I think working with CDN has definitely provided me with the background for a successful future.
I just think, that there should be a CDN chapter on every campus.
I started a group on campus a year ago.
I started my CDN chapter last spring. In October, I started the chapter at Johns Hopkins University.
Diabetes is going to try to knock you down, but every time you have to get back up.
Our programming is not only expanding, but it's meeting these needs that haven't been met before. Their lives are going to change, that need is going to change, and CDN's there when it does.